gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I was burned on North. I did not want to be a colonialist. Get me out of here. North?
The eyebrows to unbelievable.
Power Ranger villain vibes right here. Ronnie has arrived with string cheese.
I had to get a snack for part 2.
For going to Pharos.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Well, okay, before we do that, let's just take a quick look at our gear.
I was like, you can probably also talk to everybody.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know if you want to do that aspect of the game, but...
I mean, if I'm playing it, I'm talking to people.
Okay.
Okay, so we're using the Stiletto 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Raikou 5 is almost as good, damage-wise, with no upgrades.
But the heat sink
is really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget about that. Much better damage protection and shield, but tech protection is just awful.
Mm.
Okay, so. How do I... Oh, I don't have anyone in my party.
Yeah, you can't look at your companions right now.
Yes, Commander?
Okay, we already talked to you.
Carry on.
Yeah, I don't think he gets anything
Yes,
new
sir.
throughout the game.
Alright, so we'll go to Joker, because he's right here.
Joker!
Pennywise.
You know what? Joker would probably love that clip.
Probably.
I'm glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporation.
Yeah, that place sucked.
Freeze
Well.
the malls off. The other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
Oh, the controller disconnected.
Oh no!
How's the Normandy performing?
How's it going?
Everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive.
Okay, you said this already.
Yeah.
Too much ship for your average Alliance pilot.
I have
Alright,
to go.
Alright.
you don't have much to say apparently.
Nothing new.
Okay, so we gotta go down to the lower decks. I think.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Presley. Are you all shook up? Anything in here? Alright, I can't remember who is where.
I think Ashley and... I don't know, well, might be this Kaidan is down here, actually. He looked like he rolled his eyes.
He
at you.
did.
Need, Commander?
Personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Off the record.
All right. Let's label it officially off the record. Got something on your mind?
Straight up, there's something wrong with all of this.
Yeah, no shit.
Sarah's looking for a lost mass relay to who knows where, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
Me?
I
Council
hear
doesn't
you.
want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Bot.
That's alright. Tell me about it, buddy.
Acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp.
Brain camp.
Is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
You doubt it was
there's a
accidental?
question about how you were exposed.
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin
Sounds like a
Station, right?
speed racer
What's it
car.
You're right.
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Interesting. What about Friends? Did you like that TV show?
You weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out.
The Midnight Club.
We didn't have much to do. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Time to talk.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich, but she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it.
Sounds like you got a little crush.
Right?
Did you love her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same, but things
She died.
fell together.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, intentional
You know what
exposures.
intentional exposures for certain.
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Okay.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's
He's like, that
not
place
right.
fucking sucked.
Yeah.
No bearing on this.
You can
I
talk
like
to
how
me
there's
if you
no
want.
regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Okay. Do a quick save. Mainly because I'm just afraid of, like, the game randomly crashing after that bug.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid someone's gonna try and murder me on the ship. Nothing in here.
See? Just an empty room.
All around me are empty spaces. Oh, that's the doctor. Do you have anything to say?
Dr. Chekwas.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
It's the same, I feel
I
like.
enlisted, but
Blah, blah,
humanity
blah.
needs the
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I wish it, like...
Oh, hey.
Oh, Liara. If you had said it, that it would, like, get rid of it so you
Yeah.
didn't ask
If you are
again.
here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
You don't feel bad about
Don't-
lighting up your own mom?
She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as
Yeah,
she used to
we
be,
gotta remove
before she
Saran
was
Wrap
corrupted
from the
by Satan's
galaxy.
power.
She's still with you. You'll
The best of your mother lives
be
on in you.
my heart.
Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
This is different?
I think so.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control and lost herself. She
I mean,
fell
we
under
knew
the
that.
spell of
Yeah.
indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop. But I will remember.
I think it's the rhetorical strategy, like if you keep saying it, people will remember
Yeah.
it. Because obviously an important plot
kind and
point.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And now she is gone.
I'm sorry. Just we
Going
désolé.
to be okay?
You are kind to ask, Shepard. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish.
Okay, what about your culture?
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always
Sorry about
strive
my
to be the
creaky
voice
chair.
of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
What kind of rumors?
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any
The
species
gender
of any
thing
gender.
is not as weird to me as any species.
Yeah? Why would you say that's disgusting? That's just how their species
Yeah.
functions. Oh, it did turn off again?
Yeah. I can't tell if the battery's low or...
I don't know, yeah. Like, is it not charging on the... Is that why my controller keeps turning
That's
off?
what I'm
during-
wondering, if it's not something's wrong over there.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical
just shut
contact
off again.
may or may not be involved.
It might just be a low
but it is not
battery.
an essential element of the union. The true connection.
Yeah,
is
this
made.
isn't charging.
Our physiology allows us to
So that's
know
why it's
other
not working.
beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then
Damn.
pass these traits onto our
Closer than
daughters.
sex.
It is how
Yeah?
we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
Okay. Give me a sec, I'm plugging in. Alright, we're back. What about the other
What happens
parent?
to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an
They're
Asari and her
cool.
partner will stay together for many decades.
Who is your father? What about age difference?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia
I mean, she is like 100 or something.
Yeah.
Or 60? I can't remember how old she is in this
Hmm.
one.
So I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
What?
He means an Asari can mate with another Asari.
No.
Because she had, I think that's what that means.
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
That just seems rude. The other
Yeah,
option.
right.
Not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say
Damn,
the
some
word
Harry
to
Potter
my face.
references in here.
It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
You don't know that.
Maybe she wanted
Your
to-
mom loved you in her own way.
Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Just ask it again. How did they deal with that?
Sorry, lived for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us.
Hi! Oh,
The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
come on, Luna.
Alright, I think that's everything. Thanks for telling me all that. That's pretty
Goodbye,
cool.
Commander.
Yeah, I think the Asari are pretty interesting. I mean, I think all the alien species are pretty interesting, but like Liara and Tali's people.
They seem particularly
Yeah.
developed as, like, species. Are there, like, books and stuff?
Yeah, I think there are. And there's comics for sure. I don't
Okay.
know if there's books, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not
if there were.
invested enough to actually read those,
Mm.
but I do see why people would be.
Luna. Hi.
Alright,
You're
hey,
so
gang.
cute and fluffy.
Yo, what up, Garrus?
Commander, how are you?
You and
Why did you want to be
CSEC.
a C-Sec officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Such as?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
I can understand that.
But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
Was he allowed to say that?
To the bone.
I don't know.
It's like a top secret mission. Hey, Dad, I'm going off to catch a terrorist.
Right?
Too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
I guess he knows.
Talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander.
It does seem like there's probably like a secret Spectre Corps to hold the Spectres in line.
I suppose I can
I'm
understand.
trying to see.
You can.
I'm trying to remember if Liara can only be romanced by a male Spectre in the first game. Which wouldn't make any sense, given what you just said.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean.
So I think there's only a few romanceable options in the
Yeah.
first
Thanks,
one.
Commander.
It doesn't even, like, right now seem like there's, like, romance.
Yeah. Like, I know for sure Liara is one of them.
Before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Hello.
Tell me you
Kaidan, Liara, and Ashley.
Sorry.
I did.
Oh, shoot me now.
Okay.
One of my
You are
sisters.
racist.
That's Sarah, the youngest. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Tell me about your family.
Your family
I
seems-
need to know, are your sisters hot?
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and
This
my
is the
sisters
legendary
especially.
edition, right?
With Dad
Yes.
on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did
Dad.
your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time.
I can't believe it. There's only 3 options. And 2 of them are Kaidan and Ashley, who I think are like the least interesting crew members. No wonder I romance Liara on the first playthrough I did.
You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Alright, what about your
Do you
sisters?
have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad.
Can't
used to say
imagine being in a family that big.
Yeah. Alright, what about
Where
home?
did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
Okay, you raised your sisters?
Yes, charming. Sounds so.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Yeah.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike.
Classic
I didn't
Mike.
think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vidmails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Okay, you don't have to explain to me what a vidmail is. I get the idea.
Right.
What's going on?
Oh, I
was,
see.
Active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to...
Is that the Japanese sun god?
But a dozen
Yeah.
miles away.
I assume
Close
they
enough to
just
talk
named a
regularly, too
thing
far away
after
in
it.
an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
No means no, Mike.
Spectre, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course.
Consent
If he didn't
is
ask at
sexy,
all, I
Mike.
wonder
Have
if
you
he
ever
thought
heard
Sarah
of
was
that?
like Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Me with
I thought
Shadowheart.
they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods. You figured it was past time they did the deed.
Did the
She
deed.
levered Mike face first into a tree and left.
Levered?
Didn't have a scratch on her.
I guess.
Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of
Oh,
self.
no, you're losing so much for them. I have to sweep up later.
Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you
Police.
tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony.
I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
What about? Oh, well,
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
I mean, it does make sense that like the child of a Marine would know like Krav
Yeah.
Maga or some shit.
Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things.
Okay.
together,
What about you?
What did you learn?
though. One
Racism.
of Dad's friends, a Marine hand to hand.
Marine hand to hand,
You said all of
baby.
your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't
You
like
asked
it.
this.
Oh,
Abby decided to. They do
they
great
can be
things
the option right out of that option. Dedicated of you.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her
Mike,
friends,
no.
Everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy.
Oh no.
Him in half. But Sarah gave me this look. Let me.
I can't imagine calling somebody Sarah. Like, Sarah isn't that long
Yeah.
of a name that it needs a nickname, you know?
Let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him.
Honestly, it sounds like we should get your sister on the damn.
On the squad.
Yeah, what the hell's the name of our ship?
Normandy?
Normandy.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and
This girl's an anime character.
Float like a butterfly.
Sting like a
Sting
bee.
like a bee.
Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Okay.
Interesting
Your sister's
story.
something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me.
That he hates.
For all
She's not done.
hungry
This
hearts.
is like talking to you.
Yeah.
Cities, men, and
Sorry, Luna's shedding a lot. I wish I had her brush.
Oh, wait,
over.
it's Tennyson. You read poetry? Bored now.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around.
I'm sensitive too, okay?
Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
It's a good piece.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Oh.
Dad
Damn.
passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching though. So behave.
What does that mean?
Wherever we go after
Behave yourself?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now.
You did ask her how she felt about dating superior officers earlier,
Yeah.
so she's...
Keep it to yourself. Are you a fanatic? Of course not.
So, like,
has the right to believe
not
what they
only
want.
is she a
Says so in the
spacist,
Alliance
but
Charter.
she
Only
is
with fancier
a
words.
Christian, and I'm like, come on, man.
I've met a few people who were really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something?
I mean, I don't hate Ashley as much as everyone else seems to do.
What's your
Well,
opinion on the last
maybe you
one?
date her then.
You mean the Rachni?
Apparently she goes through a really good growth arc if you romance her, but like I've never tried to do it, so like throughout the games. So
It was yours.
you'd have to play the other
Haven't
games
talked
to.
to Sony. You probably should.
The next Mass Effect will just be
That has to
us dealing with the
Mm.
Rachni infestation.
We'll
Okay.
talk later, Williams.
Looking
She
forward.
had a lot to say.
She did. Well, she's clearly like they intend for you to like have her around because she's like
Yeah.
the first character you meet. Hey Rex, what are you doing?
Want, Shepard?
Personal
Why did you become
inquiry.
a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Yes.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why
Stay
leave?
and help your people.
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Really?
What happened?
I was betrayed.
Another ring was made.
I was head of a small tribe.
In secret.
Trying to restore order after the war. But the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared. One of the
Damn it, Jared!
Dead!
They went to Jared's.
But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What about you?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up.
Fuck Jared.
To stop.
Fuck that guy.
I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding.
He said, fuck fighting, we should be fucking.
And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Like, I could just leave in the middle of
The
that.
warlord
Yeah.
didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go.
Where do we come from? Where do we go?
It's as sacred
To
as
the
any
crush
crossing place can
at
be.
Jared's old home.
Violence is forbidden.
And you went?
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did, but when your father invites you to a
Wait,
crush,
Jared's his
well,
dad?
there are some
guess so.
that even we hold sacred.
What?
Jared was your father?
Jared?
He was. Until
Now
that
he's
day.
dead.
Now he's just Jared.
We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly.
It feels like all of these conversations should happen, and then there should be like DLC where you would be in the cutscene.
That's why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
I know we had this conversation earlier,
Too
Shepard.
spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
So,
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors.
drinking,
We want to
drink, and fight.
So we leave. Hire ourselves out.
I mean, can you just find a planet with some, like, animals that you can kill? I don't know.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Just a little bit.
I've got some unfinished business with my family. But that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
Gotta say, his model looks really good, and then you look at Shepard and you're like, what did they do to you?
Yeah.
I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
This is kind of like the post-World War II Japan of the Mass Effect
A
universe.
Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods. All fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll look for
Just
it.
tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Alright, now, just tell me a little bit more about the most traumatic event of your species.
Right.
Solarians, if you want details.
I think he already said
know.
this. Yeah.
Every Krogan is infected. Every one.
Yeah, we talked
No
about
one's
that one.
rushing to find a cure.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Bye, Wrex.
Alright, and then I think Tali is
Down in the
here
engine room, yeah.
being horny for the engines.
Yep. That's what really gets her going.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Glad you're feeling better.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Don't worry, you
Still
will.
got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Why?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands.
Yeah, not stressful at all, right? Your royalty?
Some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential?
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
That's a lot of
It
pressure.
must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Okay, but like if we save the galaxy, does that count as bringing something cool back to the flotilla? Technically, you
Right?
gave them access to the whole
I try to
galaxy.
understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
So,
What would you need to bring
We
back
need to
make
nuke
everyone
them.
happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil.
so I'm assuming Mass Effect 2 you go to Gethland, probably.
Maybe?
Operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Tell me about your people.
Have I done all this?
Aren't easy. Resources are scarce.
Maybe?
Like, I know about the migrant
There are
fleet.
17 million
We know that.
We have had to surrender
Yeah.
many of the freedoms and civil liberties.
I think we've talked about all that stuff.
Like what?
I mean, probably talking about her father. You
What was
probably
her
haven't talked
father?
about
Yeah.
that,
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the admirals.
But that's like a new piece
New
of information.
information.
He was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
What about
Where was
dear
your
old
mother?
mama?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard.
After she was gone...
Everyone's got a sob story on their ship.
I mean, that's classic, right?
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much.
Sounds like you and Liara should get along.
And he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once.
Damn.
It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
I should go.
See you later.
Alright. Interesting. Lots of data. All that for me to not change my party at all. I mean, I actually think, Wrex is very interesting. Like, I would probably put him in the party if I didn't have other people I wanted.
Yeah.
I go up one more, right?
Yeah. You gotta go to, like, the left or right.
Yeah.
Take the stairs.
We've got, we get our start on the next Pharos before wrapping up. So it's not all lore dump. Alright.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel.
Okay.
Top priority clearance.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Gotta go to the comm room, okay.
That's right where I was, right?
Yeah, it's back here, yeah.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Good.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Sounds serious.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this.
Vermeer.
Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Thanks for the info.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Alright. Well, thanks for that information, everyone.
Okay, so you have another location you could go to if you want.
Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna pick where to go. Well, okay, wait, let's look at the journal. So that's like the main mission. The Solarian team. Or the Geth attack. Like, do these like time out or anything?
I don't know.
I mean, cause like it sounds like I should go check Vermeer out. Yeah, get me out of this hellhole. Okay, so Pharos is over there. I don't know which one to go to first. I can't decide.
Whichever one you want.
We've had this one since the beginning. So I'm gonna go there. Oh. Yeah. Let's go. Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Get off this.
What if we flew away and we just saw the Queen and she was like,
Bye!
Bye! Be safe!
She's just flying through space.
Pew!
Urgent message from Alliance Command.
Here we go again.
I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command.
You're the guy I didn't like, right?
Here, and you're the only one that
I mean, you've been working with him. He's the guy that, like, inspected your ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our
It's gone rogue.
It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems.
He's like, we're not completely inept.
Virtual
Could have
intelligence
fooled me. No.
military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our fail-safes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network.
It's just like a infinite battleground right now.
I guess.
Access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core. Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off.
Alright, so no, that'd be easy, right?
You're the only one. Nobody else in the military can do this.
Alright, so this is where we gotta go. So let me just see if we can, fuck. I hit square instead of O. See if there's any, mining to be done. Light metal. And what about you? Yeah, get surveyed. Prothean data disk. The planet Shering displayed some strange readings while being scanned. Chief Engineer Adams pinpointed the source, located a strange object. Tali and Adams brought it on board. Spent hours taking it apart. The purpose of the object is still uncertain, but it was Prothean in nature and contained a Prothean data disk. And then let's at least get to the planet. Exogeny Corporate has founded a pilot colony on Pharos to explore the Prothean ruins that blanket 2/3 of the planet's landmass. The atmosphere is fouled with dust. Terrestrial travel is hampered by crumbled debris, dozens of meters deep. There are indications that Pharos was a much colder world in the past. Pharos has 2 large moons, Orkin and Vardet. Anyways, we're going to go there now.
Time to go to Pharos.
It's like Cloud City.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it to be like an aerial city when, cause this is where the
Death?
The thing I just got from that guy is too, right?
No, I think that's different. Earth's moon.
Oh, dang, that's far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to go somewhere else to do that one.
Anyways,
you did get a lot of side quests, so.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a lore finding session. The next time we'll go blast some people. Anyways, progress. So we've got Virmire, Earth's moon, after Pharos. And am I forgetting something?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm just trying to make sure I do like the obvious missions.
Oh, the armor for Wrex. You're starting to get the side quests for people.
Okay.
So.
Alright. Well, we'll keep going next time.